Okay, there was a phone call just there, and I guess my recording turned off. Sure. I guess it turns us into part 1 and part 2. Okay. So I call my board of health. Tell him, quacky doctor, what is going on? This can't possibly be real life. Because is this real life? Is this reality? Like, what? Board of Health says I need to look into this because basically, what is this quacky doctor doing? And now we have an issue in Fall River. So they look into it. They call their medical team that's dealing with the contact tracing and the COVID quarantines and all that fun stuff. I haven't had to deal with it because I haven't had COVID. I have tested and I have been negative. Anyways. Board of Health calls me back and says, "You're not going to believe this." And I said, "What's up? What am I not going to believe?" Because there's a lot I don't believe right now. And he says, "Yeah. Yep. That's the new regulations." So if you're asymptomatic, and I guess you have to quarantine for 10 days, and if you still test positive, you are allowed to return back to work as long as this entire time you have remained asymptomatic. And quote unquote, based on what the doctor's note stated, COVID positive people can test positive for months after the initial positive testing. I'm pretty sure we've known this, yes? And now all of a sudden we're gonna let them come back to work? I have so many issues with this. Number one being, I have been here since 1966. I have some customers that have been coming here since 1966, which puts them into a high at-risk elderly population. 93-year-olds, 94, 95, 80s, 70s, whatever you want to say it. That is my demographic. That is the people that come and get Coney Island hot dogs. Okay? Sure. Your grandma is supposed to come to Phoenix and get 2 hot dogs with the works made by an employee of mine that I know has COVID. They are supposed to hand that to a 93-year-old person. Please. If you find out that your grandma, who's 93 years old and has made it through the last 93 years, comes to my restaurant, trusts that I'm going to do what I need to do to protect her. Because, that's what we've been stating this whole time, that safety is number 1. That is my number 1 concern, public safety. And now I'm being forced, told that I have to throw aside public safety. Everything that we know about COVID has changed from day 1. So who's to say if this person is safe? And the reason I got was, because apparently they've done testing and people that have been asymptomatic quarantined for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and they never, oh my God, I know, it's emotional. They never exhibited symptoms. They never got sick. And holy crap, this burns so bad. It does burn. This information burns. It hurts. It makes me sick. It makes me cry. So yeah, these people never passed it to people, blah, 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 on whatever you want to say. But here's my questions to you. Okay, if you're asymptomatic, why would you ever get tested for COVID? You're just going to be like, I feel like getting tested for COVID today. No. One of the main reasons that people get tested for COVID when they don't have symptoms is because they know someone that has COVID and they've been around them and they need to get tested. So here's my question to you. How do we know that this asymptomatic person didn't give it to the person that just got tested for COVID and is positive? Please, tell me that. How do we explain that? also, in these testings where this quarantine person, the definition of quarantine is you stay away from other people, correct? So how do we know that this quarantine person wasn't able to give it to people with lower health systems or the elderly population? Did we test this? Because I'm very concerned if we actually tested this. Did we take a nursing home and stick some asymptomatic positive person there and say, shh, we're gonna see what happens. We can always blame it on COVID. I mean, they have so many problems with this. And I know some of you were saying, it's easy, just don't let him come back to work. Aha! That does seem like the easy answer. Except, now you got to think about it from a business perspective, and also from this person who is being told that they're sick, but they're not sick. Their doctor has told them they can return back to work. The Board of Health has told them they can return back to work. Supposedly the CDC has told them they can come back to work. But me, as their employer who knows nothing about health, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, me as an employer says, you know what, I can't have you come back to work because I'm not comfortable working around you. Is that not what we call discrimination? How long till the first lawsuit pops up for that one? Okay, so either way, I set myself up to get my entire reputation destroyed because you know, the second you find out that your grandma was served hot dogs from a COVID positive person, you're going to be telling everybody about me and how somebody that works for me has COVID. You know that that is going to be the case. So what do I do with this bit of information? Because I feel that out of everything that I have been told about COVID since March, this is the hardest pill to swallow. I had no issues locking my dining room door. I had no issues building an entire outdoor area so that people could eat outside. I had no issues restructuring my entire outdoor area as to create social distancing. I had no issues enforcing a mask policy. I had no issues making people stand 6 feet apart outside. I literally purchased these little bricks and I wrote 6 feet, please stand here. I had to create barriers so that they couldn't walk up to us because, you know, we need protection too. I think. I don't even know now. So here's my question to you. Now, out of everything that I have done for the sake of public safety, you want me to invite COVID through my doors? There are no words, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up because I am so sick about this. So here's what I'm doing. I have contacted the governor's office, and I'm waiting for a call back from him because I'd really like some direction from our head of state. And I've also contacted the news. I can't wait to see which one calls me back first. Let's just say I've already talked to the news. So, if anything, if COVID positive people are being let back into the workforce and we have discovered that asymptomatic people cannot give this to it, then this needs to be made public knowledge. Because every single person that I have talked to does not know this. Every single business owner does not know this. Nobody knows this. And if we're going to start pushing for people to get back into the workforce if they're asymptomatic and COVID positive, then you all need to know that. You need to know that, and we need to stop the fear of asymptomatic people. Unless, of course, there should be a fear of them. So here's the thing. Something needs to be stated. We can't just slip this one in and hope people accept it because they're so excited that people are getting back to work. I'm not gonna do that. I will not do that. I want answers. I demand answers. So please get me some answers, Governor Baker. It'd be nice to hear from President Trump, but I know that he doesn't actually have any say in this anyways. So please, anybody that can give me some sort of direction on what's going on, and please, while you're at it, inform the public of what's actually real. The end.